Hello, thank you for tuning in to Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Today we're going to be reviewing Chapter 307 of My Hero Academia. So without much further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, I'm not even going to waste time and wait to mention it at the very end of this episode of my show. I'm just going to say it straight up. Called it. We knew what it was. We knew what it was. This was a measuring stick episode. I said it last review. This was clearly a measuring stick episode. Midoriya one-shots the mess out of Muscular, and I mean, that's just about it. That was the entire premise of the chapter. So now let me go back and get into it and review what we saw. So, he saves the dude who can use vibrations. I believe his name is Yo, or has Yo in his name. Drops him off, and then we notice that he is using his smokescreen quirk. Right. So on top of that, and then while we're getting used to that fact, we see him talking to one of the original wielders of One for All. And so I'm just going to be real with you. So pretty much from the jump of the time skip, it has just really seemed like we are at a point where he has mastery. I don't want to say mastery, but he has unlocked the use of all his quirks. And now it seems that he has the ability to communicate with any member of One for All whenever he feels like. So that is actually really interesting. I'm very excited to see how this plays out and where this goes. I forget how much time has passed. It hasn't been that much because I feel like everyone's only in their third year. But it's been made very clear that, Midoriya has been taking this superheroing business super serious, and his uniform and whatnot looks very tattered, he's patrolled in it quite often and handled situations quite often. His personality and attitude the entire time he was handling the situation seemed really poised, and that of a pro hero. He doesn't seem like a student. He doesn't seem like an intern. He seems like someone who's been doing this for quite some time and knows what he's doing. He already seems levels the two heroes he rescued were two people that attended the hero exam with him, but for whatever reason, he just seems more mature, more above them. And I'm not just talking about quirk wise, because obviously One for All shits on their quirks. Honestly, their vibration is cool, and then I forget what her power was. I just remember it sucked. And so it was really, really cool to see that it was really cool to see how he's matured as a hero, and how we've always known Midoriya to be the crybaby, the whiner, the but I wasn't getting a sense of any of that in this chapter. So that goes to show that there's been some great growth and development in Midoriya. He's really steeled himself. He's really put himself in a position where he knows that I don't have time to be a kid. I don't have time to behave in the manner I've been behaving in. I'm the last generation of One for All. I'm the only person that can stop All for One. I need to get my shit together, get on my grind, and take care of business, because if I can't handle fodder villains, how am I going to handle someone as powerful as All for One, the Nomu, and all the other villains that follow in suit? But yeah, I feel like everyone is probably asking this question and thinking the same thing, and yes, it really does seem like in the last 3 chapters, it's been made really clear that Hiro, the mangaka of this series, has decided that this series needs to end. I wouldn't be surprised if this series were to end in the next 3 years or something of that nature. It's clearly coming down. It's clearly winding down. It's clearly winding down. He's speeding up through their progress. I have mixed feelings about this, because the moment we found out that there were X amount of previous One for All holders, wielders. I was nervous. I was like, man, at the rate we discovered Black Whip and blah, 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 like, it'll take forever. And I'm glad that the mangaka just said, nah, we're not doing that. Like, I'm just going to give him everything. As we've seen, he's got Black Whip, he's got Danger Sense, he got Smoke Screen. So like I said, he's got Float. And like I said, nothing really incredible. Like, One for All was like the greatest. All these other quirks, not that impressive. And I really do think, I said this in the other review, I really do think that plays a part in getting selected for One for All. I don't think you can have you could have had a really powerful quirk. And I have two theories. The one theory is it's like the water cup thing. The better your quirk, maybe the more full your cup is. So if you have a great quirk, then compounding it with One for All would just be too much of a strain on your body. But from the explanation given, it doesn't really seem like that was the case. It more so seems like that just a quirk period fills the cup. Doesn't matter how good or bad the quirk is, just having a quirk just fills the cup, right? So here's my other theory. I think that if you innately have a great quirk, one of two things is going to occur. You aren't going to need or seek out someone with One for All. Like someone with One for All isn't really going to like I said, just really seek you out in particular. Like it's unnecessary. The other thing, and this I think might be more so of the reason, is people who are strong tend to be, I don't want to say bad people, but have high opinions of themselves and ways they behave. We've seen Endeavor and like how he's abused his power and some of the other heroes, right? So maybe it's just a personality thing, just like how they picked what's it called, to All Might, and just how they picked Deku. It's just like, hey, this guy is really cool. He's down to earth. He's nice. I don't think this is someone that would abuse the power. I think that's pretty much what it came down to. I think that I think it had to be people that knew what it was like to be weak. Because if you know what it's like to be weak, then you will have more conviction in protecting the weak when you're strong and using your power for good. The reason I said money was because I was trying to make like a metaphor analogy about how like poor people, when they become rich, are more likely to donate and like give back than people that are just born into it, because they know what it's like to be poor and not able to afford stuff. So I kind of feel like it's that with quirks, right? So honestly, like I said, there's not really much to talk about this chapter. It just really seemed like a chapter to tell us a few things. One, Midoriya is mature and he's gone through it. Two, he has access to all of his quirks. 3, he has access to all of the previous wielders and their knowledge and expertise and advice. That's going to be super important. And 4, he's reached a level of mastery with One for All that far exceeds his where he was at previously when he fought Muscular, which, by the way, I want to say was like very early on in my hero during a training arc, maybe I think between years 1 and 2 during the summer. So like it's been quite some time, and quite some growth has occurred with Deku. The only other things I really want to touch on are the fact that they left it a little bit ambiguous how strong Deku got, because at first glance it's like really obvious that he just completely shits on him, but then he says something about the vibrations from the previous hero cut the tendons of Muscular. So it makes me feel like, okay, so does that mean Muscular wasn't at full strength? Therefore, is this an accurate power scale, or is this just, the mangaka trying to just kind of putting doubt into our heads, right? So I really couldn't tell you, but yeah, I mean, that's about it. Is there anything else? Oh, yes. The only other part of this chapter I want to talk about was the advice that he was being given by the previous user of One for All, was that he's become super reliant on the strength of One For All, which apparently has made him very reckless and has caused extravagant collateral damage. I'm assuming that the One For All holder, that user that's currently talking to him, is someone that specialized in mitigating collateral damage. And so basically, maybe it's one of these things where every day or every scenario, another one comes out to teach him a different, better, various aspect of super heroing. And in this situation, he's teaching him about how to mitigate, external collateral damage. Sorry. Woof. And we're almost done here. So I'm very curious about that. I'm wondering if we're going to see other users come out and in specific situations and teach him how to better use his powers. And the last thing I want to talk about is how he said that he's been relying on One For All too much and he needs to use it as tools. And at first I was really confused. I had to go back and flip back because like, what just happened? Because like it looked like his costume changed and he had ropes and he had a jetpack. And then I was like, oh, he's like they're being figurative here. Where like, because I was like, when did he change? When did he get a jetpack? What? But they're being figurative here, where it's like, no, you need to like use these as tools. You can't just, use One For All and rely on that. You can't just, use these quirks and just expect these quirks to work. You have to use them at the right time, at the right moment for where they would be best utilized. Right. And so they manifested as actual tools to give the reader a better understanding of the point he's trying to get across. And once I put 2 and 2 together, I understood that, okay, I'm like, yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. And so I'm just really excited to see just how well Deku utilizes all of these tools in his toolbox while having One For All at the core center of it. So relatively short video. Like I said, I said this was going to happen. I said this was going to happen last week. We all knew. Nothing really substantial happened. But yeah, I just really want to know, at this point, I just kind of want to know where everyone else at UA is. If there's anyone else that took the path Deku did and just decided to start heroing. Like, I really would not be surprised. I would not be surprised in the slightest if Bakugo did, if potentially Shoto did, because I think Shoto's probably doing his own thing, helping his family find Dabi, right? So he probably is getting personal training from Endeavor while searching for Dabi. Bakugo's probably heroing, because who is he to let Deku go off and be a hero and actually like fight real danger while he stays and learns? Like, I don't really see Bakugo having that personality. Uravity, I don't know. Like, she seems like a good student and someone that would decide, hey, I should stay at school and complete this and master everything. But also, she has those feelings and empathy for Deku, and so she might decide maybe it's I should step up. Deku stepped up. I need to step up too. But I doubt it. I wonder if people are gonna try to find Deku, or if he's gonna show up during an emergency where another classmates or another one of his classmates or a group of classmates are there, and they try to talk to him, try to get him to come back, and he's just like, no, and I'm in my Sasuke mode, leave me alone. So there's a lot going on. I'm really concerned for All Might. I don't know why, but I just there's a flag in my head that's just saying that I feel like All Might might die soon. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way or where that thought came from, but I just have there's a shadow looming over, and I just feel like something's gonna happen to him, and that something that happens to him might be necessary to be the catalyst that Deku needs to defeat Shigaraki. So yeah, man. Anyway, thank you for tuning into Otaku Talk. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I know this was a short review, but I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens. I want to see more of Deku using his quirks in tandem and combination with each other, and just what else he can do and what else he has learned and how else his personality has changed. I want to see if he gets a new costume, because I'm still not digging this costume, bro. I haven't dug this costume since the very beginning of the show. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm actually finally at a place where I actually look at my videos and I'm like, I like this. This looks good. And so now I'm more comfortable with more people seeing it and sharing it. So please share, get me out there, bring me people to, make a community, basically. Anyway, peace.